Hey everybody, welcome back. We're ready to continue with more Skyrim. We left off on a bit of a cliffhanger in the last part. Arngir, the Greybeards, just taught Cousina how to use the Clear Skies dragon shout. And ahead of us is a wall of mist, which he says the shout will clear out of the way. So we're going to do that and make our way towards the peak of the mountain to speak to the Greybeards' leader, someone named Paarthurnax. As you can see, using the shout clears the way. My quest updates to talk to Paarthurnax. So we'll make our way up the mountain. Arngir said the path would be perilous, so we'll keep our eyes open. There's some silver here to mine. I'll just help myself. There's a goat. Hello. Don't mind me, goat. I'm just going up the mountain. There's an ice wraith here. So I toasted it instantly. Let's see, we get some teeth and some ice wraith essence, which is basically a frost resist potion. Easy, the mists. They don't hurt like these ones, but they can give you like some debuffs, like slow you down and such. So we'll keep going. Something's ahead. Looks like it's a frost troll. Like the mist's starting to clear. Is that another ice wraith? It is. I wonder what kind of soul I can get from an ice wraith. Let's see. Looks like I got a lesser from the ice wraith. Assuming none of my weapons require recharging. Well, Bane could use a recharge. We'll charge it with one of the flawed Varla stones. Alright, there's another mist wall in the way, but we have the Clear Sky shout. So let's knock it down. We're approaching another symbol on the mini-map. This one representing the throat of the world. So now we just have to find Paarthurnax. There's a word wall up here. Do I get a word of power? Oh, there's a dragon here. Actually, that's Paarthurnax. As if the name didn't give it away.
I am Paarthurnax. Who are you? What brings you to my Strumach, my mountain?
The funny thing about Paarthurnax is he's voiced by Charles Martinet. He's the same guy that voices Super Mario and such. So, you're the master of the Greybeards, right?
They see me as master. Wuth Onik, old and wise. It is true I am old. Tell me, why do you come here, Volan? Why do you intrude on my meditation?
Straight to the point, is it? I need to learn the Dragonrend shout. Can you teach it to me?
Drem. Patience. There are formalities which must be observed at the first meeting of two of the Dove. By long tradition, the Elder speaks first.
Alright then.
Hear my Thum. Feel it in your bones. Match it if you are Dovahkiin.
Fire breath shout on the word wall.
Go to it.
Learn the word of power from Paarthurnax. So we'll walk up here.
A gift, Dovahkiin.
He gives me the last word of power to fire breath.
As the Dove do.
And he even unlocks it for me, so I don't have to spend a dragon soul.
Now, show me what you can do. Greet me not as mortal, but as Dova.
Alright, what he wants me to do is use the Fire Breath shout on him. I have all 3 words of power for it now. And yes, you have to hit him with Fire Breath to get him to keep going. It does do some damage to him, funny enough.
Strong in you. It is long since I had the pleasure of speech with one of my own kind.
Now I can talk to him some more.
You have made your way here to me. No easy task for a jaw, mortal. Even for one of Dova's source, dragon blood. What would you ask of me?
I need to learn the Dragonrend shout. I think we've established that.
Ah, I have expected you, Proda. You would not come all this way for Tinvak with an old Dova. No, you seek your weapon against Alduin.
How did you know I came here for Dragonrend anyway? I mean, you're all the way up here.
Alduin Comet Tid. What else would you seek? Alduin and Dovahkiin return together.
I guess that makes sense.
But I do not know the Thum you seek. Croesus, it cannot be known to me. Your kind, Jor, mortals, created it as a weapon against the Dove, the dragons. Our Hadrime, our minds, cannot even comprehend its concepts.
So he's explaining that the words to Dragonrend were created by the ancient Nords, who, again, as Arngir said, poured all of their hatred of dragons into these words of power that they created themselves. That's why dragons cannot use Dragonrend. So how do I learn it?
Drem, all in good time. First, a question for you. Why do you want to learn this Thum?
Well, I need to stop Alduin, of course.
Yes, Alduin, Zemach, the elder brother, gifted, grasping, and troublesome, as is so often the case with firstborn. But why? Why must you stop Alduin?
Well, because I'm the only one that can.
True. But Kostid, prophecy, tells what may be, not what should be. Kostid Salo Ak. Just because you can do a thing does not always mean you should. Do you have no better reason for acting than destiny? Are you nothing but a plaything of Dez? Of fate.
Well, we're in a Bethesda game, so... Let's see. I don't really believe in destiny all that much, but we're going to stop Alduin nevertheless.
And so perhaps your destiny will be fulfilled. Who can say? Des Motmahus. Even to the dove who ride the currents of time, destiny is elusive. Alduin believes that he will prevail, with good reason. Rockmoor.
Well, it's because I don't have Dragonrend yet.
He is no fool, Nime. Rinnik Gutnol, far from it. He began as the wisest and most far-seeing of us all. But you have indulged my weakness for speech long enough. Croesus, now I will answer your question. Do you know why why I live here at the peak of the Monavin, what you name throat of the world?
I hadn't actually thought about that. I assumed it was because the Greybeards live nearby and, you know, you're their leader and all that.
This is the most sacred mountain in Skyrim, Sokravakstruma, the great mountain of the world. Here, the ancient tongues, the first mortal masters of the voice, brought Alduin to battle and defeated him.
And they defeated him using the Dragonrend shout.
Yes and no. Viknusnikron. Alduin was not truly defeated either. If he was, you would not be here today seeking to defeat him.
Well, you got a point there.
The Nords of those days used the Dragonrend shout to cripple Alduin, but this was not enough. Okmulag Unsrad. It was the Kell, the Elder Scroll. They used it to cast him adrift on the currents of time.
The Elder Scrolls, Well, we know the Elder Scrolls have the power of Akatosh. They basically can control time. They know all possible pasts and futures, apparently. So you're telling me the ancient Nords used one of the Elder Scrolls to send Alduin forward in time?
Not intentionally. Some hoped he would be gone forever, forever lost. Meye. I knew better. Tidbo Amativ. Time flows ever onward. One day, he would surface.
I will say you had good timing.
I have lived here. For thousands of mortal years, I have waited. I knew where he would emerge, but not when.
And how does that help me exactly?
Tid Krent. Time was shattered here because of what the ancient Nords did to Alduin. If you brought that Kell, that Elder Scroll back here to the Tid Ahran, the Time Wound, with the Elder Scroll that was used to break time, you may be able to cast yourself back to the other end of the break. You could learn Dragonrend from those who created it.
So what you're saying is that the Elder Scroll, I'm assuming the Elder Scroll Dragon that I have with me, will allow me to see the events of what occurred, and from that, the Elder Scroll itself would teach Cousina how to use Dragonrend against Alduin today. Well, it's a good thing I already have the Elder Scroll.
You have it. The Kell, the Elder Scroll. Tidkrech Kalos. Time shudders at its touch. There is no question. You are doom-driven. Kogan Akatosh. The very bones of the earth are at your disposal. Go then. Fulfill your destiny. Take the scroll to the Time Wound. Do not delay. Alduin will be coming. He cannot miss the signs.
Alright, so Paarthurnax says I'm supposed to use the Elder Scroll. He goes and lands over there. I'm guessing this is the Time Wound. So I go into my inventory, go to my books, and use the Elder Scroll Dragon right now. Alright. It says, never read this. Ah! And now we're treated to a cutscene of the battle against Alduin from ancient times.
Today, Alduin's lordship will be restored. But I honor courage. Krief Akrin. Die now in vain.
This guy Hakon's now fighting a dragon. Well, that dragon's done.
Take on. A glorious day.
Although they didn't absorb its soul, since I guess they're not dragonborn like me.
What else is there?
Battle below goes ill. If Alduin does not rise to our challenge, I fear all may be lost.
You worry too much, brother. Victory will be ours.
Why does Alduin hang back? We've staked everything on this plan of yours, old man.
He will come.
Yep, Feldir's got Paul Eiding's voice.
And why should he fear us, even now?
We've heard him in some previous playthroughs.
Well. 4 of his kin have fallen to my blade alone.
Those yet stood against Alduin himself. Golfo, Sori, Birka.
They did not have Dragonrend. Once we bring him down, I promise, I will have his head.
You do not understand. Alduin cannot be slain like a lesser dragon. He is beyond our strength. Which is why I brought the Elder Scroll.
Feldir, we agreed not to use it.
I never agreed. If you are right, you do not
We
need
need
it.
to deal with Alduin ourselves. Here and now.
We shall see soon enough. Alduin approaches.
So be it.
There's Alduin.
Tarudis Ani. Him hid Paliv. Zuu Hidan.
Let those that watch from Sovngarde envy us this day.
There, we just learned the Dragonrend shout from watching them use it on Alduin.
If I die today, it will not be in terror. Skyrim will be free.
And there goes Gormlaith. Tossed her right into the word wall.
Sister Hawk, grant us your sacred breath to make this contract heard. Begone, World Eater. By words with older bones than your own, we break your perch on this age and send you out. You are banished.
Yep.
All our endings are
Good thing that scroll isn't flammable.
You are banished.
Worked. Did it.
Yes, the World Eater is gone. May the spirits have mercy on our souls.
Well, now we have the Dragonrend shout. Defeat Alduin. Alright, so I just gotta go looking for him. Where am I gonna go find him? Oh, never mind. He came to me.
My belly is full of the souls of your fellow mortals, Dovahkiin.
Well, I got a surprise for you, Alduin. I picked up something just now.
Dovahkiin, celestial maidens. You are too late, Alduin.
There we go. See, I used the Dragonrend shout on Alduin just now. And I also have the Dragon Bane I picked up in Sky Haven Temple. Alright. Let's see. Don't really have any... Where are my potions? There we go. Get some extreme healing. I know I have an Ice Wraith Essence, since he's going to use Frost Breath on me. Get some health regen. I got plenty of healing potions. I missed a Dragonrend that time. Yeah, I know. We'll get him. Need a moment to wait for its cooldown. Where'd you go? No fair, Alduin. I can't hit you with Dragonrend over there. There he is. Did I reach it that far? No. Oh, yes I did. I didn't think that hit him. Try to hit Alduin with some fire while he eventually gets back over here. He does have fire breath. Good to know. Let's see. Store a bit more health with some potions. This fire is still hurting me quite a bit. But again, I got lots and lots of potions. Might as well use them. You're not going anywhere. Let's get the chain lightning out for him. I know a lot of challenge runs that people run on Skyrim. The fight with Alduin is like the hardest fight. But I think I'm doing alright. I am hitting him. Let's see. Get some stamina in me. There we go. We beat him. Get hit by his meteor things, but I'm alright. I guess he's leaving. And Dragonrend no longer works on him, so he just leaves. You gonna come down and talk to me, Paarthurnax? Come on. There he comes.
Lot Congrach. You truly have the voice of a Dova. Alduin's allies will think twice after this victory.
I'll need to find out where he went so I can finish him off.
Yes, one of his allies could tell us. Matmahus. But it will not be so easy to convince one of them to betray him. Perhaps the Hafkasayun, the palace in Whiterun, Dragon's Reach. It was originally built to house a captive Dova. A fine place to trap one of Alduin's allies, hmm?
Well, that does sound like a good idea, although the Jarl of Whiterun might disagree.
Yes. But your Soom is strong. I do not doubt that you can convince him of the need.
So you're the master of the Greybeards. Do others come here to train?
I have taught the way of the voice for centuries, and the Thu'um since long before that. But no, Dovahkiin. Others do not come here to train anymore. Saran, you are the first in over 100 years. I meditate on the Rotmulag, the words of power. I counsel in their use. It is enough for me.
How do you meditate on the words?
Knowing a word of power is to take its meaning into yourself. Contemplate the meaning of a Rotmulag. You will become closer to that word as it fills your inner self. Will I teach you, Dovahkiin? What word calls you to deeper understanding? There are 3 to master. Fus, Faim, and Yol.
Alright, and I get to choose one of these. Fus is force, the first word of unrelenting force. It gives you a reduced stagger while increased stagger on your enemies. Faim is the fade, the first word of power to become ethereal, which I think increases its effect. And Yol is fire, the first word of power to fire breath. This will increase the damage fire breath does. I'm going to go with that one, since I have all 3 words of power to fire breath.
In your tongue, the word simply means fire. It is change given form, power at its most primal. That is the true meaning of Yol. Solyek, power. You have it, as do all Dove. But power is inert without action and choice. Think of this as the fire builds in your Soom, in your breath. Soom Ark Morah. What will you burn? What will you spare?
Alrighty, and I get the fire within.
Look through.
And I'll show off what that does. Go into my effects. There's the fire within. It's a permanent buff until I change it out for a different word. But it makes Fire Breath Shout do 25% more damage. I'll take it. Next I'll go talk to Arngeir. I've already talked with someone. It was Paarthurnax, since he was the closest one. But the quest also mentioned I can talk to Arngeir and Esbern. So we've returned to High Hrothgar to speak with him. There he is.
Alduin? We heard the Dragonrend shout from here. You defeated him?
I did beat him, but he escaped. I'll have to find his portal to Sovngarde.
I feared as much. I thought it was him we saw flying east after your battle.
I'm going to try and capture a dragon if Jarl Balgruf the Greater will help me.
Ah, Dragon's Reach. There are many difficulties, but I cannot think of a better plan. Although I fear the Jarl may not be easy to persuade.
Yeah, I'll have to really get on Balgruf's good side.
Trains you for more than battle. Indeed, we believe that battle is the least of its uses. May the strength and truth of your voice serve you well. Breath and focus. Wind, guide.
Now, one thing you can do is you can set up a peace conference to get a temporary truce between the warring factions of the Imperial Legion and the Stormcloak rebels, so that Jarl Balgruf will let you use Dragon's Reach to capture the dragon. But I think it makes much more sense, based on what we know about the Aldmeri Dominion, to choose a side and defeat the other one and end the civil war that way. And I returned to Skyhaven Temple, since there was one other person I had the option of talking to, and that's Esbern, the Blades Archivist. But you notice here, it says here that taking items from the Skyhaven Temple would now be considered stealing. But why is that? Well, when I go and talk to him, we'll find out. And there's where Esbern and Delphine are.
I used to dream. In the dream I was standing someplace high up. A tower or a mountain. It was just as a dawn. The whole world was in darkness. Then came the flash of light, just on the horizon, within the clouds that marked the border between worlds. It could have been lightning, but there was no thunder. In the dream, the sense of foreboding grew, but I could never wake up. Then it came again, this time more distinct, closer. Definitely not lightning. Now it was orange, brilliant orange, the color of hearth.
I dreamed that Blazer flew in, defeated the dragons, and saved the day.
Something I should recognize, but in the dream I cannot place it. I want to leave my high place to seek shelter. In the manner of dreams I cannot escape, forced to wait. Then, finally, realization and horror arrive together. The orange is flame, heat. The sound, the roar, a challenge in their ancient tongue. But now it's too late for escape. The dragon is incoming, fire, darkness descending like a thunderbolt. And not just any dragon, but the dragon, Alduin, the world eater, the dragon who devours both the living and the dead. And then I would wake up and hope that it was just a dream, but know that it was not.
Did you find the Elder Scroll? What happened when you took it back to the throat of the world?
I defeated Alduin, but he escaped. I'll need to find him.
He must have returned to Sovngarde to feed on the souls of the dead. If you don't find him soon, he'll return stronger than ever.
Well, I have a plan. I'm going to trap a dragon in Dragon's Reach.
The Jarl's Palace in White Run? Ah, yes. The old story about King Olaf's pet dragon. Jeez.
I guess the quest I went for in the Bard's College did come back full circle.
Allow you to use his palace as a dragon trap. I'm sure you'll manage, though. If you can defeat the World Eater, surely sweet-talking the Jarl of Whiterun isn't beyond. I'm afraid there's a further problem, a serious one.
There is?
I've discovered who the Greybeards' leader really is.
You're talking about Paarthurnax. What'd you discover?
He's a dragon. Not just any dragon, but the right hand of Alduin, responsible for many atrocities during the Ancient Dragon War.
How'd they figure that
The
out?
Blades have been hunting him for centuries, but he was
Considering they've been here the whole
by the
time.
Greybeards, and then the Emperor. Justice demands that he die for his crimes. Until he is dead, I'm afraid my oath as a blade prevents me from offering you aid and comfort.
What? And that gives me the quest started kill Paarthurnax. Why would I kill the dragon that just helped me learn the Dragonrend shout? That'd be a complete betrayal of his trust and the trust of the Greybeards.
I am out. Voice within.
So yeah, I just found out the Blades want me to kill Paarthurnax.
Now you see why I've warned you against them bloodthirsty barbarians.
Is it true what they said? Was Paarthurnax Alduin's ally at one point?
Yes, but understand, during the days of Alduin's rule, all dragons were his allies. There was nothing else they could be. If not for Paarthurnax, Alduin could not have been overthrown. It was he that first taught men to use the Thum.
Don't worry, I'm not going to kill Paarthurnax.
Kinnereth has placed the voice of wisdom within you, Dragonborn. All you need do is learn to listen to it, and your path will be clear. Sky above, voice within.
There's one more person we'll talk to about killing Paarthurnax, and that's Paarthurnax himself. Plus, I wanted to show off there's one other thing you can get up here. There's Paarthurnax. Let's talk to him.
Greetings.
So, the Blade said you deserve to die.
The Blades are wise not to trust me. Onikan Niov. I would not trust another Dova.
So why shouldn't they trust you?
Dov Walan Farel. We were made to dominate. The will to power is in our blood. You feel it in yourself, do you not? I can be trusted. I know this, but they do not. Onikan Niov Dova. It is always wise to mistrust a Dova. I have overcome my nature only through meditation and long study of the way of the voice. No day goes by where I am not tempted to return to my inborn nature. Zimgrifhorut se suyech. What is better, to be born good or to overcome your evil nature through great effort?
So yeah, I've heard everybody's say on what the defeat over Alduin and him retreats to Sovngarde, as well as whether or not slaying Paarthurnax is a good idea. The way I see it, you start the game about to get executed by the Imperials, even though you haven't committed any crime. And Paarthurnax has committed crimes in the past, but he's here now more than making up for them by helping the ancient Nords learn how to use the power of the dragon shouts and aided them in defeating Alduin in the past. And he's here now in the present aiding me in the same task. Killing him would be a betrayal of his trust and the trust of the Greybeards. If you do slay Paarthurnax and go talk to Arngir, he says the same thing. His infinite knowledge all lost, and for what? To settle the score with him for a bunch of Akaviri barbarians. So yeah, for this playthrough we will not be killing Paarthurnax, but we will climb up to the very top of the mountain because there's a funny little Easter egg up here that I wanted to show off. That we know from previous Elder Scrolls games that the Blades are incompetent. There's some malachite ore up here, as well as some ebony. And up here, you'll find some more ebony, as well as the notched pickaxe. A little reference to Minecraft up here. This one raises the wielder's smithing abilities and does 5 shock damage to enemies on hit. So yeah, you can kind of use it as a weapon. You can't disenchant it, but yeah, I basically have a new pickaxe. I'll probably hang on to this one until I get the much better pickaxe when you head to Solstheim in the Dragonborn DLC. So you'll notice, rather than going into Whiterun, I've headed to Solitude. The reason I'm here is that we're going to join the Imperial Legion. We're going to decide to make a more permanent solution to the Civil War. So we're going to talk to General Tullius here. We remember him back from the beginning of the game.
I'm telling you, Ulfric's planning an attack on Whiterun.
That would be a problem if he did that while I was in the process of trapping a dragon there.
Every day more join his cause. Riften, Dawnstar, and Winterhold support him.
It's not a cause. It's a rebellion. You Nords and your bloody sense of honor.
Alright,
Sir.
if you're done walking around, I'd like to talk to you.
Now giving free rein to anyone who wanders into the castle? Do you have some reason to be here, citizen?
I do indeed. I think we've already met, actually.
Have we? Oh, of course. You were at Helgen. One of the prisoners, if I recall correctly.
Well, I helped Hadvar escape, and he said he'd vouch for me.
Hadvar's alive. I hope that's true. He's a damn good soldier. But he hasn't reported in yet, so he can't exactly confirm.
He's had plenty of time to do so.
In the meantime, why don't you have a chat with Legate Ricka? I suspect we might have use for someone resourceful like you. Not many survived Helgen. Besides, I'm sure your being imprisoned was all a terrible misunderstanding.
Yes, that's because it was. Alright, let's talk to Legate Ricka here.
You survived Helgen? General Tullius told me what happened. Not many made it out alive. I've got a good feeling about you, and I don't often get good feelings about anything. A warrior knows to trust her gut. I'm not going to go through the normal process with you. I've got a little test lined up. Pass that, and we'll talk about you joining the Legion.
Alright, what kind of test are we talking here?
The kind that evaluates your usefulness during duress. I'm sending you to clear out Fort Hrothgar. If you survive, you'll pass. If you die, then I'll have no further use for your corpse.
Clear out a fort, huh? Well, what's there anyway?
The ancients built many of the fortresses that dot the landscape of Skyrim. Sadly, most have fallen into disrepair, and nearly all have been overrun with bandits or other vagabonds. Fort Hrothgar is one of the few that remains mostly intact. We're going to install a garrison there, but first, you're going to clean out the bandits that have moved in.
And that's it? Piece of cake. Consider that fort already yours.
Good, that's what I want to hear. Now go make it happen, soldier.
Alrighty. That completes join the Imperial Legion. For some reason, when I fast traveled back to Wolfskull Cave, my horse did not come with me. Did it die again? But how? I wasn't even in battle that time. I mean, I was with Alduin, but I don't think that battle could have got my horse. My horse wasn't even there. Hell, no sooner do I try to head down the road, do I run into some cultists. Let's leech seed one of them. And we'll cast Grimoire. There we go. Alright, you guys want some? You guys just can't wait for me, huh? Look, I gotta take care of something else real quick. I got some other things I want to take care of first, then I will come and deal with your Mirac buddy. Alright? Till then, you guys need to be patient. Alright, this is Fort Hrothgar, I believe. I think I'll start by flame cloaking up. And we'll see if casting fear on this guy has any effect. It won't if I miss. Okay, better get in there. That's right, run in terror. Too powerful for fear, huh? Wonder if he's too powerful for this.
Bruce?
Hey, that got him. Alright, just gotta clear out the bandits. Piece of cake. Want some of this highwayman? Let's take your soul for later. Alright, who wants it? Will I? Let's try the leech seed on them. That's right, you can't. Who's next? See you up there. How do I get up there? Look at his bow fly. Hello there. There we go. Hit the bandit plunderer with some fire breath. Let's have some fun with him, actually. Since he's not going to come to me, I'll cast Dragonhide on myself. Hi there. I don't know what you're facing. I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to disembark the tower.
this a surprise?
Oh, I'm sure it is. Nice of you to smack me as I was coming in. You'll pay for that one. Down you go. That's you, Mr. Thug. Alright, who's next? I was told I gotta clear out this whole place. And a Chifa. Who says I'm lost? Down you go. See if I can detonate this lock. Yep, it opened. Come on, I'm not even being subtle. Where's the rest of you? The rest of them are hiding out in the prison. That'll teach him. Hi there. You're the last one. Yeah, let's step away from your dead buddies. There we go. Now Fort Hragstad is clear.
Stonefist's no fool. He's found the crown, but we'll get to it first.
Yeah, Galmer Stonefist also is voiced by Paul Eiding.
In the fort right away. You did well. I'm impressed. But before we go any further, it's time for you to officially join the Legion. Speak with General Tullius. He'll administer the oath.
In joining the Legion, you'll be taking an oath binding you to the service of the Emperor.
Interesting. My mouse now freely moves the.
By holding on to Falkreath, we control.
So yeah, we're gonna stop here. In the next part, Cousina will be a full member of the Imperial Legion, and we'll take Skyrim back from the Stormcloak Rebellion. So that way I can talk to the Jarl of Whiterun, and Balgroof, with no Stormcloaks breathing down his neck, would be more than happy to help me trap a dragon in his palace so I can defeat Alduin and save the world from annihilation. So, once again, I'd like to thank you for watching, and I'll see you for my next video.